definitely feel like these are fitting a lot looser than they would. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Kimberly. I'm sharing my weight loss journey. I've lost 100 pounds and I'm currently on a mission to lose another 50. Even though losing weight is a primary goal of mine, my main goal is healing my relationship with food. And what that means is that I'm not doing things to lose weight as quickly as possible. I'm not following strict diet rules. I'm mostly eating whole foods, but I'm not afraid to eat a Big Mac if my girls drag me to McDonald's. From about April 2023 till the summer of 2024, I lost 120 pounds. I gained some of that back and then rededicated myself, recommitted to some of those healthier habits just last month. I wanted to make this video and talk about some of the changes that I've made, some of the changes that I've seen, and then some of the changes that I haven't necessarily seen but felt. Because it's such a fun part of the weight loss journey, first I'm going to show you the changes that I have physically seen in my clothes. 1 month ago, I tried on some clothes that didn't quite fit me right, that didn't feel so great on me, with the goal of trying them on every week. But instead of doing it every week, because I felt like that was a lot of pressure for me, I decided to wait for a whole month to go by. Right now, as I'm talking to you, I haven't seen any of those videos from before. So I just tried on the clothes. They are my honest reactions. I don't know exactly how much you can see a difference in the clothing, but it's going to be an honest reaction and we're about to find out because I'm going to put them side by side with my try on from last month. Okay, let's start with these jeans because I was already wearing them. I feel like they've gotten looser. I feel like there's more space in them. They're cute. She's cute. But I don't know. Maybe I guess we'll find out as soon as we compare them. But I feel good. These are the ones that I was like, I can definitely tell if there's going to be a difference. And I don't think that there's much of a difference. I can't really remember how they fit before, but I still wouldn't quite wear them out. There's a little too much pulling here. No real room there. Or there. Just trying to remind myself, I'm not restricting, I'm not doing anything to lose weight fast. I'm using healthy eating habits, healthy movement. I've made some choices that aren't super great, but in the long term, over the course of the month, I've really made some changes. So those are gonna start building up and adding up. And that's what happens when you're repairing your relationship with food, not just chasing weight loss. So I don't know. I don't know if there's a difference there, but we'll see. Just those buff running leggings. I don't know if I know where the shirt is. Let me go see. Pretty sure if I pull that zipper up, I'm gonna bust it, so I'm not going to. Okay, now that we can see how my body's changed physically over the last month, I wanted to talk a little bit about the changes that I've felt. First week, I did something a little bit different. I completely cut out carbs just to really reset my body and reset the choices I was making eating wise. That was extremely hard, but when I was able to start adding some of those carbs back, it felt really good, felt really healthy, and it didn't feel like I was restricting at all. Some of that was kind of because I went so strict for that week that I think it kind of reset what felt like joy and happiness to me again. I felt really excited to be able to get sweet potatoes, whereas 2 weeks before that it was oh, sweet potato, schmeat potato, give me a bowl of ice cream. Very biggest things I've noticed is my energy level. I've been waking up before my alarm clock. I've been wanting to go to bed on time, but I'm not exhausted. I'm not sitting up all night just doom scrolling. I go to bed and I feel like I've accomplished something for the day. I feel better cleaning up my house, getting things done. I feel more motivated because I am setting goals for myself and holding myself accountable. And I feel like that's really just creeping into everything in my life. My sex drive has definitely picked up. I had noticed that there for a little while, I just wasn't interested, and my husband could probably tell you, I just can't keep my hands off him, so that feels really good too. Someone who turned 40 last year, that's something I worry about, is losing my sex drive, And I started to kind of think like, is that happening? Am I hitting that point in life? So I'm glad to know that like cleaning up my eating a little bit and being a little bit more active has definitely fixed that. I've had a lot more fun trying on clothes, and some of that just comes from like when your body's changing, it just feels good to dress yourself again. It feels good to walk into the store. You know, I'm like a 16, 18, which can really like be a troublesome size, especially when you're trying to shop in store, because a lot of times those 18s are sold out, or if they run a little bit smaller, you know, you're gonna have a hard time finding those sizes. So I've just had like so much fun. The last few years I've ordered so many clothes online, and it just felt good to like go into the mall, try things on, not have to worry about, oh, is it gonna fit? Am I gonna have to return it if I don't like it? I just got to have fun, and I really enjoyed that. These are some of the changes I've made over the last month that have helped me to kind of get that scale moving in the right direction again. I cut out more of the refined carbs, and there's been a couple of times over the last month that I tried to like eat a little bit of them again, just thinking, well, maybe I'm being a little bit too strict with myself. But every time I do, my stomach feels so upset, so bloated. I just don't feel good. And it like reminds me of like when people are lactose intolerant and they're like, oh, I just eat the ice cream and deal with it anyway. I could just eat the bread and deal with it anyway, but my body just really doesn't like it. It doesn't feel very good. So I'm trying to remind myself that it's not about restricting, it's about just caring for my body a little bit better. And if my body's telling me I don't like this, then it's something I need to address. I've been eating out much less. I had started to really kind of blur those lines where I was eating out a few times a week. And it's not that I can't find like healthy options when I'm eating out. I just think that there's a big difference between food that I'm getting like in a fast food drive-thru, even if I'm ditching my bun or ditching the sauces. There's a big difference between that and what I'm cooking at home. So one of the biggest things for me is focusing on whole foods, real foods, and single ingredient foods. When I feel kind of snacky and I feel like I'm gonna eat something that really doesn't go along with like my goals, instead of telling myself like I can't have that, because that's what I started to do, and that was triggering the whole like scarcity mindset of, oh my gosh, well I'm gonna eat it now because I can't say no, so I'm gonna eat it, and then I'm gonna eat 10 more, and then I'm gonna be good tomorrow. And that's really something that I'm trying to ditch, the mindset that doesn't serve me. Instead, what I've been telling myself is, okay, you can have that, that's okay. But first, let me make myself a meal. Let me make myself something that's gonna nourish my body, and then I'll eat that after. And honestly, 9 times out of 10, I don't want it. By the time I've eaten something, I don't want it anymore. I got what I needed. My body was asking for nourishment. I mistook it for a craving for like a sweet or some kind of junk food, and then giving my body what she actually needed satisfied her. Another thing that's been really helpful to me is weighing myself more often. I had stopped weighing myself because it just felt like it was too stressful and too much pressure to put on my body. But to be like super honest with you, I am on a journey to lose weight. That is part of my goal. And so monitoring my progress and keeping that like in the forefront of my mind has been very helpful. If I came to a place where I was starting to focus way too much on the scale, if it was feeling like negative for me, I would definitely take a break again. But right now, I really want to monitor like the progress that I'm making. Another huge thing for me is water. And I've heard it my entire life, and every time I start like implementing water and drinking more of it, it just is so much better for me. I notice that my body just feels better. My body works better, the weight starts coming off. And so I've been filling up my Stanley, my 40 ounces twice a day, and that feels good. Things that have not been working for me, because I've definitely had some failures this month. And one of them happened recently. I had started eating some of these Built bars because I see them like all over the place. They look so yummy, and they are so yummy. But everybody kept telling me, you need to get the strawberry ones, you need to get the strawberry ones. And I can't find them anywhere. I bought a box of them. I knew better. Like I knew I cannot have a box of these Built bars at home because they, oh my gosh, you guys, I would choose them over a candy bar, like even if I didn't give a heck about my weight. And so I bought the box. It came with like 12 in the box. I tried the strawberry one, then I tried another strawberry one. Then before I knew it, like by the next day I'd eaten like 7 of them. So it's too much for me. Maybe someday I'll be at a place in my relationship with food where I can have a whole box of something like that and be just fine. And the weird thing is like I can have my girls' snacks, and in my mind I'm like, well, those are theirs and that's not like in line with how I want to eat. But because these bars are something I can have. It's like I just can't shut it off. And that's something that I'll have to work on at a different time. That's not something I'm ready to handle right now. So I already decided once I finish the box, once it's gone, I'm gonna go back to just buying one at a time because that works for me for a little sweet treat, a little bit of protein boost, but it's not something I can have on hand. Another thing that wasn't working for me, I already kind of talked about it, but is telling myself like, yo, you can't have that. You're being good. You can't have that. That is such an instinctual thought process for me after a lifetime of dieting that it's really, really hard for me to go from like, to not have like this strict rule, well, you can't have it. Because as soon as I say I can't have it, it's all I can think about, it's all I want. To just making the choice to not have it. So again, what I've done is just made myself a snack, made myself something to eat that's going to nourish me, telling myself, well, you can have that. Of course you can. You have free will. You can have anything you want. And then as soon as I've had like that nourishment, then I'm most often making that choice not to. But the first like part of the month, I really struggled with that, like telling myself like, nope, can't have it. And it just was like intensifying those cravings. This is kind of a weird thing that's not going to apply to everybody, but because I share my journey online, I share a lot of the food that I eat, and I get a lot of messages like, oh, I would get so fat if I ate that. Oh, like I could never eat something like that. And then I've got that in my head and I'm like, well, maybe I shouldn't, and maybe I should cut this, and maybe I should cut that. And then I'm not listening to what I want or what feels right for me. I'm listening to what feels right for other people. Trying to remind myself like a lot of us are still struggling with diet culture, and I'm trying to eliminate that from my thoughts. So I've started not sharing my food in real time on Instagram as much, and that's really helped me. I really want to share my stuff because, again, on the other side, that's helpful for me to stay mindful of what I'm doing, and it feels fun for me, but I can't quite shut the noise off from other people. So I've just kind of like taken a step back from that for just a little bit. And last and probably least important, I lost 9 pounds this month. I actually lost 10 pounds, but when I like did it, I didn't take a picture or video, and then like got back on later in the morning and it was up a pound. So that's okay. I'm not splitting hairs. 9 pounds is still great for me. I feel great. I feel awesome, and I'm excited for the next month. If this has been helpful for you, please like and subscribe. I would love for you to follow my journey. If you want me to follow your journey, just drop me a comment, let me know, and I'd be happy to do that because I think that we're so much stronger together. All right, thanks for watching my video, and I can't wait to see you again.